or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're listening to this.
Sup, motherfuckers? It's us. How are we?
We're good. Welcome to another episode of Two Girls.
No fucks.
I am Katrina.
And I guess today I'll just be Ashley because it's complicated to have two names with you people. So,
No, your mama gave you two
my
names.
name
we
is
use it
Ashley
too.
Murray.
There it is. Thank you.
No space, two caps. Thank
There
you.
it is. Two caps, no cap.
Two caps.
No cap. So what are we getting into today?
Today we're getting into the second part of dating.
The wild world.
All the juicy stuff.
Uh-huh. It's getting a little...
We're talking about cheating.
You said that shit with a lot of gusto.
Oh, yeah.
So, would you like to start or would you like me to start?
Hit him with the good ones.
All right. So, when it comes to cheating while you're dating, what are the differences between, not necessarily what the difference is, but like what I have here on my notebook is experienced it versus not really knowing, aka your intuition. You want to...
As a person who straight up experienced it, like, and to the motherfuckers that are like, shit, she's talking about me. Yes, the fuck I am.
Oh, here we go. If your little inner spidey sense is tingling,
yes.
we probably talking about you.
For sure. For sure.
Okay.
So your intuition is 99% of the time correct. If you feel something is going on, something is going on.
Right.
Whether it be the actual definition of cheating, like physical cheating or emotional cheating, or if just something's off. The person's not giving you their full energy or they're not to the level that you agreed upon, to the boundaries that you agreed upon. You know, boundaries are important in relationships.
Hell yeah, they are.
If you feel something's off, question it immediately. Yeah, there's that stereotype that you're going to sound like you're crazy or you're making assumptions. I'd rather
That's
make
society telling you that. That's not you
Exactly.
telling you that. You telling you is like, hey, this shit don't feel right. I call it my inner Jiminy Cricket. Like, once that bitch starts singing, it's like, we have to listen to it. Have to.
That's how you know you're a better person than me, because mine is my inner venom. It's like, it's like fucking fuck them up.
Well,
like,
okay.
They're doing something shady. Let's fucking eat them. Like, that's what it is.
20-year-old Trina had venom. 40-plus-year-old Trina has reason. And that's a lot of therapy has gotten us to that, because when I tell you about, so I experienced it. And remember when I told you I went to an all-girls college? Shit gets thick really quick. So I was dating, and I put quotes on it because we really didn't. Full disclosure, I dated a Puerto Rican woman. And this woman...
And you are still standing.
I'm still standing.
Good for you.
We got some super glue. We got Gorilla Glue. We got masking tape. We're all patched up together. So I dated this girl, and after one night of whatever, I was her girlfriend. There was no conversation. She was like, you're my girl. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot for me to handle. Whatever. I'm like, let's figure this out. We're going to go on our school break. When we come back, we'll figure this out. I come back and she's dating somebody else. So I got in my feelings and I was like, oh, but you're still dating that person and still trying to get with me. So of course I'm like, I'm gonna have my cake and eat my pussy too. That's just where we at. But also because she was Spanish, she would write me notes in Spanish. So I kept all of them. So when I found out that she proposed to this other chick, I got all of my letters and I translated them into English because old girl didn't speak it. I slid that shit under her door and I said, enjoy your life, and went about my merry way. While I felt like, who was it? Angela Bassett in where she flicked the little cigarette and the car was burning behind her. That was me. That was 20-year-old Trina. Trina now experiencing that, I'm just going to leave. I don't need to stir shit up. I don't need to stir the pot. I don't need to feel the need to get back at you for that. I'm just going to go because I don't need that in my life.
So I think I had a moment kind of like that where I didn't want any, revenge, retaliation, but like I still had the inner Venom voice being
Of
like,
course.
what are we going to do about
She's
this?
still there.
What are we
It's
gonna
whether
do?
or not I'm going to listen to her. That's
What are we going to
all.
do about this?
Yeah.
There was an individual that I dated that cheated on me with multiple people.
Ugh.
And I didn't know about it for a while.
That's so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So dangerous.
And then when I found out, I was like, I'm beat all these motherfuckers up. Him, them, all like
You,
everybody,
him,
his mama,
everybody's ass around here.
everybody.
Yeah.
But then, I sat with it. I cried. And then I sort of picked up my own pieces and moved on.
Okay.
Because if I'm not enough for you, nothing's going to change that.
Right.
Me proving my masculinity by beating everyone up isn't going to change that.
Right.
So it's okay.
That's the grown girl in you. That's like, yeah, you're, for those who, and this is also a disclaimer, like if all situations are different,
Of course.
but if you think you're going to change somebody, leave. Just leave.
Agreed.
Because it's you're not going to change them unless they want to be changed. And if they do, they're the ones that are going to have to do the work, not you. And at that point, it's up to you whether or not you want to be patient enough.
Yeah. Or give them another chance, I guess, is the...
And I guess,
way.
like, in giving another chance, like, at what point do you give somebody another chance depending on the level of cheating that occurred?
I guess let's break it down. So,
Okay.
like, for me personally, like, there's levels of cheating. There's
Okay.
physical cheating, which, I mean, I give a mean rodeo. But if Shorty over there gives a better rodeo, go ahead and do that if that's what you need to
I
do.
want to know
What a rodeo is?
Yes.
It's my, like, term for sex. Like a rodeo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yep.
I
That's
feel
what I call
so
it.
out of touch.
No, firstly, that's what I call it, like a rodeo.
I was like, wait,
it's
okay,
gonna be,
all right.
It's gonna be a time we're gonna tussle, and then it is what it is.
Okay.
But
so,
if,
all right.
like, if I'm not providing you with enough rodeos, or like you feel the need to seek physical from someone else, then this isn't for you.
right.
Because the way I deem relationships is it's partly physical, but it's a lot of, emotional, mental. Like, I want someone to listen to me bitch about my day.
Yeah.
And then, like, oh, like, your back hurts because you did something at work. Let me rub your back. Or let me, let's talk out these emotions that you have. Like,
Right.
and obviously there's physical stuff. Like, there's moments where I'm like, I just need to, like, get a rodeo in real quick. Like, straighten out my attitude, the business.
Okay.
But if that's not enough for you, like, then we don't need to be doing this.
Right.
But if you also need to seek, like, emotional, like, from someone else, that's cheating for me. If you are putting in the effort to know about someone's day, to talk them through whatever
But what if they're friends?
if they're friends, it's different. But
Okay.
if this is
Joe Schmo.
Becky with the fucking good hair, like, get out of here. You and Becky can go live on the corner because we're not doing this.
Right. No, that's fair.
I'm not competing, like, at 34 years old, I'm not competing with these broads that are not built by God, but built by fucking Dr. Miami.
Right.
Like, we're just not doing it. I can't do it. With the BBLs, with the, like,
That's a lot.
boob jobs, with the Botox, like,
Everything in you is synthetic.
yes.
That's not
So
fun
how
at
are you going
all.
to provide a
Right.
real relationship with someone?
Yeah. You can't. There's no way to.
Especially fully knowing that they're in a relationship with someone else and you still come for them?
Girl.
If you think that if he's already cheating on me with you, who's to say he's not going to do it to you?
Girl. There's so many
Like,
things.
come on. If you want him, by all means, come, take him. He wasn't mine to begin with then.
So would you say that is what you would consider cheating that might not be obvious? Is the emotional piece of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Like how far in the emotion is too far?
what do you mean?
Like you said, like if I want to know about your day, or you're asking somebody else about their day and asking them questions you would normally ask me.
Yeah.
Like
so if you're not actively friends with this person, or they haven't been apart. Like if it's someone that you reconnected with after, 5 years of not speaking or something.
Yeah.
If you have to keep it a secret, you're doing something wrong.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, if it's a secret, no,
Like,
we're not doing that. Yeah, there's no need
you
to.
can't.
There's no
You
need
can't.
to. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I'm picking up what you put down. Do you give second chances depending on the quote unquote type of cheating?
So the trend,
We are looking at notebooks right now.
the social media trend right now is like, I'm a blah blah blah, so I do this.
Can we just interject and say how grateful I am that we didn't have this growing up?
Yeah.
Because the social media piece of it is so draining.
Seriously.
So draining. But anyways, go ahead.
So one of my favorite ones is when they go, I'm a pendeja. I do this. Yup. I'm a pendeja. He said he's going to leave his wife for me. It's been 6 years, but I still think he's going to do it. Like,
Girl,
Yep.
6 years?
that's like people live in that.
I know.
So,
I don't
like,
know anyone personally that lives in that, but I
do.
know someone by someone that, yeah.
So I used to not fall into that category specifically, but I was like, I'm a pendeja. I'm going to give him another chance because he says he's not going to do it again.
Oh my gosh.
I am not that bitch anymore.
Absolutely not.
You don't get second chances. You don't get time to explain. You don't get nothing.
Right. Just keep it a buck. It's really that simple. But people want to complicate things constantly.
I don't believe in second chances in friendships, so why would I give you a second chance in a relationship?
That's fair.
If you already burned me once,
Right.
Who's to say you're not going to do it again?
Right.
And it's not going to hurt a little bit less because you did it another time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it hurts more.
Right. No, I get that.
Yeah, so just know it's a no from me.
Yeah. That's fair.
And if people choose to do the same to me, like if I did something to you, I mean, granted, I've never cheated, and people are gonna laugh at that, but it's fact.
Why
haven't.
would people laugh at that?
Because some people have in their mind that I did to them, but it's not. It's not.
Okay.
A thing. I
Remember what I said
like,
about knowing
exactly.
people for the first 5 minutes? I don't get
Exactly.
that from you at all.
Exactly.
At all.
So
I can't. First of all, I don't know where people get the bandwidth to. Because I'm tired in the one relationship that I have. How do you have multiple? Like, and that's not to say I'm tired of the relationship, but putting in actual work to make a relationship work takes energy and effort, which leads to being tired. It happens. How do you do that with more than one person?
that's what I'm saying.
I don't understand how people do that. I tried to do that once. So once upon a time, when I was a fresh baby bop, aka just came out and was brand new at this lesbian life, I tried to date multiple people at the same time.
Okay.
It crashed and burned into my face, or like it crashed and burned and blew up in my face to the point where I told one of them that I didn't feel well and I wasn't going to go out. And then the other one, I said, hey, I'll meet you at so-and-so. And remember when I said there was only one gay club for like all of us to go to?
Fuck.
Yeah, you know where this is going. So saw both of them there and I was like, I gotta go. Dipped out, never talked to them again. And that was the last time, first and last, I've ever done that. Because it's like, for what? Like it does not feel good to put people in that situation. I didn't feel good being in that situation. But I guess my northern compass is a little stronger than most. But
For sure.
here we are. So yeah. Wow. 20-year-old Trina had some issues. Just a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. What are you thinking? The wheels are turning. I see it.
I never would have. And I know you didn't do it maliciously. You were just, out here experiencing
I was trying to
life
figure
and,
out. No one taught me how to live in this life. Like dating other female. Like, what does that look like? Because I've dated men, but like not. Like I had a boyfriend when I was in high school for like 6 years. I wasn't in high school for 6 years, but I dated him for like in and out of high school. And it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just it felt like something I had to do because
To
that's
be
what
normal.
yeah, that's what society was telling me to do. So then I get into the space where I'm like, oh, this is who I really am. I'm trying to embrace this. There is no roadmap. There is no instruction manual. There is no to do, how to, everything in between when it comes to dating women. So it's like, well, what do? I have all these fresh new emotions.
Yeah.
I don't know
And your
how to
parents
handle
can help
this.
you with that,
Yeah,
of
and
course.
my parents aren't going to help me with that. Neither one of them are Team Rainbow, so they're not on.
But even if they weren't, like having, like my parents couldn't help me with dating or with anything.
yeah, like it just, I don't know. So we're parenting 20-year-old Trina
Yeah.
in this big age, and we're being so much better about it now.
Good.
We're talking about our fifis.
That's great.
Anything that feels off, it gets addressed immediately. All of those things, just because, and especially since like now that I'm in a space and in a relationship that geographically we're under the same roof. Like
Yeah.
once upon a time, that wasn't always the case. I was always dating, and people were like, well, how do you know that they're not cheating? Blah, blah, blah. Like my inner Jiminy Cricket's going to let me know that something is off if that's the case. And I never really felt that way, especially like with my first girlfriend. The second one was a little debatable. She did some questionable shit that made me think about it, but red flags that I chose not to pay
To
attention
ignore,
to. I was like, oh, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And
So that was me with my first like serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I would like I wouldn't even feel off. I would just like there was like a numb feeling, and I now thinking back on it, obviously something was wrong, but I chose not to ignore it because like this is a love story. This is my end game. So like this is what I'm doing, and then
like, I didn't put in all this effort to have it not work out. What are you talking
Exactly.
about? What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. We're making this shit work.
oh my gosh.
In hindsight, I should have left in year 2 rather than year 7 because, yeah, it was a lot, to say the least. But
Oh, I have multiple times where I should have left, and
I mean,
I chose not to.
they're all lessons we're supposed to learn. It's all a part of our journey on this floating rock in the middle of nothingness. Like, what lessons are we supposed to learn? How are we supposed to do this? What do you do next? How to do this? Like,
all of those things. So for me, it's like, if you're gonna cheat on me, like I guess let's put myself in an 18-year-old body. If you're gonna cheat on me, make sure you cheat on me with Beyonce. Like, if you're cheating on me with the troll under the bridge, you, the troll's mom, your mom, you are all gonna catch it.
and the bridge.
And the bridge. Fuck it. Like, that's how my brain worked. Like, she needed to be prettier than me. She needed to be like, it needed to make sense for me visually.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
Because someone could be giving you something emotionally that I wasn't giving you, but I didn't know that because I didn't know.
People don't talk. I get it at this. I'm at a different space in my life where I'm just like, I'm constantly talking. Duh, we have a podcast. But it's like, and it's just like, I don't understand, like, if anything feels off, why not address it? Nip that shit immediately. It's almost like I see the problem being a stick of dynamite, and everything leading up to it is that little flu thing that lights up before the shit explodes.
yeah.
And it's like, why wouldn't you just cut it off before it comes near the stick before it blows up?
I think because people live in this, like, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, oh, I didn't really want to do this anyways, and I was kind of just, like, ended up in this relationship. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it.
Why are you wasting everybody's time?
Because nobody wants to be alone.
Oh, that's a deeper issue.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a 7-part series.
I know. It's because some of y'all and your mommy issues and your daddy issues, and I fall into this category too, so
Listen,
I can say that.
This is why we're in therapy trying to work shit out, because my word, I don't know. I have so many thoughts swirling in my head right now. I knew when we wrote out this episode that it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be thick, but my gosh,
that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't want to be in a relationship, or if you have other things, work on you before you decide to be with someone else.
right.
Because that other person can't fix you. You can't fix them. And if there's already broken,
It's broke.
Like,
It's broke.
Ain't
Let
no
it be
super
broke.
glue, ain't no Gorilla Glue, ain't
Right.
no nothing. It's going to help you.
All of that shit. And it's so crazy because actually today my wife said to me, she was like, I don't know that I could have dated younger you, or me as younger version of myself dated who you are now. We had to go through our shit
Exactly.
to get to where we're at. And I was like, we were meant to meet when we did, at the times that we did. Yes, granted, we were still going through it, but it wasn't at the height of what it was we were going through. So we were kind of pushing past that. But it wasn't a situation where, you know, like I was angry all the time and then she's a fucking hothead and whatever. But like we're in a space now where both of us were like, wow, this is the most like, not in a normal situation. The most non-toxic relationship I've ever been in. And I was like, and lucky for us, we want this shit forever.
Yeah.
So, because who doesn't? Like, anytime there's an issue, she will either come to me or I will go to her like, I feel like something's off. Am I off for saying that, or is something wrong? And if there's something wrong, are you in a space to talk about it, or are you not in a space to talk about it? And we'll figure it out from there. But like, even at the beginning stages, when you're like trying to figure out whether or not it's a relationship, then you got to contend with somebody's past, which is also a thing. And whether or not they're over that to move on with you.
Yep.
And sometimes the two
Exactly.
overlap, and you know, it can get thick real quick.
So do you feel that, I guess, like boundaries for relationships, do you feel like they help, they hurt? What
they
is
help.
your...
They help. You have to have boundaries in relationships. Have to. To the point where, you have to say, hey, like, so for example, there was a situation, I'm not going to go into details or name people, but there was a situation with wife before she was wife. And I said, hey, this particular situation makes me uncomfortable. I would appreciate it if this didn't happen, because when it does, this is what my brain goes through when it does. She addressed that shit immediately, and it didn't happen again. And it's like understanding that, or even because I'm on that tip of, do you want a vent or do you want a solution? Mm-hmm. And she came to me recently with some stuff that was on her heart and was like, I need to vent. I don't want your solution. Because I understand I can get real thick real quick and be like, let's get to the marrow of this shit and figure out the source of
That's
this.
why
so we
I
can
ask you things. That's
and
why
I'm here for it. Because
right.
listen, I will give you an iOS press release on some shit if you really want it. But when she set that boundary with me, and not only did she do that, I affirmed her and being like, I'm so glad you did that. And you set the tone. So now I know you just want to spit shit at me. I'm not going to say anything. The only thing I'm going to ask you is, do you feel better getting that off of your chest? That's all.
That's good.
But yeah, so.
I think boundaries help with the cheating aspect, because
How so?
once you know, like for example, to use you guys as an example again, to know that she can come to you and she can talk about whatever's bothering her, whether it has to do with you or not,
Absolutely.
is just a weight off of her.
Right. I don't want her carrying that around.
So to feel like you can't talk to your partner, or that they're not listening, or they're not making you feel like your feelings are valid,
yeah,
is immediately when you want to go seek that in somebody else. And to circle back to our friends versus acquaintances, if you don't have a best friend or a group of best friends or a group of close friends, who are you going to go to? Strangers on the internet. Because we have access to the internet at the tip of our fingers.
Yeah, we do. God damn, we do.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
And it is a cesspool out there.
Yeah. There are at least,
damn.
6 or 7 people waiting to validate your feelings as soon as you let them know. And they're going to tell you all the things that you want to hear.
All right. It's that put me in, coach.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play.
Yep.
Pretty much. Shit.
To make it a football reference.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
you already have your Bledsoe. But Tom Brady's waiting for that, okay? And when you put him in, he ain't giving that shit back.
Did you watch that thing on Apple?
Yes. Yes.
I did too.
And I don't, and as a person who's met Drew Bledsoe in person, Yikes. Yikes.
That bad, huh?
No, he's intense.
Well,
he's
yeah,
intense.
as a quarterback of a franchise.
As a human being, he's intense.
I mean, look at all the shit he's had to go
I
through.
know.
So he kind of
So
has to be. That's his defense mechanism.
Of course.
We digress. It's fine. I have here men versus women. Who's better at it?
So, according to...
Not that we condone this behavior. I just want to let that know.
Yeah. No cheating. Stop cheating. Stop being dirty fucks.
Right.
Thank you. According to the media, the men that I've pulled before this episode, women are better at it. Apparently.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like as women, we're better at hiding things, whereas men wear it on their face. Some men are better at it than others, obviously, and some women are not as good as those who are. But I feel like there is something wrapped in our femininity that gives us that upper hand, quote unquote, to make us more believable than a guy. Because the guy there, what you got? Testosterone and some other shit? Like, get out of here. Get out of here.
I think it's also the fact of like the physical versus mental emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Like if women cheat 9 times out of 10, to my understanding, it's for the mental emotional. It's for someone to tell you that you're pretty or you look really nice with what you're doing with your hair now, or like you've accomplished so much since the last time I've spoken to you. Like someone compliments my fucking achievements, my goals. I'm like, thank you for noticing me.
Are you
hair
like,
flip by? Like
I was like, you gonna rodeo on that?
no. See that's the thing for me. Like some women
people
will,
do.
but like me,
Yeah.
okay,
Like, nah, we're good.
no.
Okay.
Like
That's fair.
there are very few people who have gone to rodeo. And the only person with receipts is my baby daddy. So the rest of y'all can't say shit.
You can try to say shit, but there's no
Exactly.
validity behind
No.
it. That's funny. Okay.
So
Well, there's that.
if you experienced this circus before it was close, good for you.
Oh,
Good for you.
not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yep.
I don't know. I've never seen the value in hurting other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I guess that comes, I mean, it's layered and convoluted. We know this, but I don't understand. I guess I don't understand why people do it because I've never seen the value in doing it and have no desire to do it. Like,
Same.
it's not in me to do.
It's like you said, juggling that many, because I get invested. I want I'm out here like, okay, you want to achieve X, Y, and Z in the next 3 years. All right, I already
Let's
made
do a
out the plan
plan.
for you.
We got
like,
an
we're gonna follow
outline.
steps. If you need
Yep.
me to assist you, I'm here. I got your back. I'll be the
Right.
water boy, squaring the gator in your mouth. Like I got you. But
Yeah, I don't
if people aren't pouring the same energy into you, then
Yeah.
you get,
It's like
exhausted,
where are you
burnt
getting?
out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and where else are you getting that from? Because it ain't from me, or at least you won't express to me.
That it's from
that
me.
it's not from me, or I'm not giving enough, or whatever. And this is another thing too. Like wife and I, we have monthly check-ins. How did this last month go? What can I do better? What did I do well? What can I improve on? And what do you want to see happen in the next month? Every month we do that. And it's fucking fantastic.
Some of y'all bitches better be writing this shit down.
Because, like, just because you get to the societal end goal, quote unquote, of marriage doesn't mean the work stops. Anything, you just leveled up. So now your game's got to be on a whole different. You're not in the minor leagues no more. We're in the majors now. We got to figure this shit out and come up with a game plan and figure out what's on the schedule and how we gonna get in practice and do this and get ready for this game. Like all of that shit.
You won the Lombardi trophy. Now you want to repeat that.
Yeah, that's the tough part. It's like once you get there, how do you stay there?
Yep.
So, and that takes work. It takes a lot of fucking work. But yeah. What else you got on this? You got anything else on your notebook?
Qualities that you never, ever, ever, ever. What are some qualities for you?
Dishonesty. Off the bat. No matter how small. And I used to say this all the time, and sometimes I still do if I ask you, how are you? And you say, fine. As a woman, I know that that's code. Mm-hmm. That's not fine. Just keep it a buck with me. Or, so now that I've, in going through the Rolodex of all the things, scenario, and you can tell me whether or not this falls in the realm of the topic that we're talking about. So, once upon a time, I dated somebody, and when you first start dating someone, getting to know someone, you ask all the questions, right? Like, how do you deal in this situation? What was your last relationship like? What were some triggers? All this is the shit I get into. Mm-hmm. And when I ask you if you've been physical with anybody in your circle, because again, as rainbows, girls have a tendency to be like, "Ooh, we were girlfriends, but now we best friends." Bitch, please. Like, it's a thing. I'll never understand it because I can't. But it wasn't until a couple of years after the dating that when we officially were like together, and it slipped out that she had actually been physical with one of her best friends. And I was like...
So she's a liar.
But I asked you about that, and you said no.
So she's a liar.
Yeah, pretty much. Another red flag I chose not to pay attention to. It was a whole lot of growth in my 30s, specifically with this one relationship. But yeah, so that was that's a quality
that
we're not
exactly
with at all. What about you?
Not say to piggyback off that. Yeah. Not saying something about a certain issue, like just not bringing it
lying.
Up. That's also lying.
Yeah, omitting is actually, I feel like omitting is worse. Because, like, now you insulting my intelligence and my big girl-ness about whether or not, and what I can and cannot handle. Mm-hmm. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. There's no need for that. So, yeah. Ooh,
yeah. When you get into a relationship with someone, you share intimate facts about yourself. Mm-hmm. Using those facts against someone, no matter how big or small, is unacceptable.
Absolutely not. We're not doing that. No, ma'am.
Like,
no, ma'am. No, we're not doing that. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Don't be a dick. Even if you have one, don't be one.
Yep.
Please.
If you don't have one, specifically, don't be one. Yikes.
Also that. Please and thanks. Let's do okay, we got a few minutes. We're doing good. Anything else? I feel like this might be more than 30 minutes. I think we're doing really good. So
just stop cheating on people.
We got a confirmation. Yep, we're doing good.
Stop cheating on people.
What? Like, just first of all, you'd be surprised at how much respect you'd actually get if you just kept it 100.
Of course. If you don't want to be there, just say you don't want to be there.
That's it.
And leave.
Don't
stay there because if you leave, you'll be homeless. That's on you, my guy. Like,
listen,
don't stay for the kids. Don't stay for the public image. Just don't do it.
The way that they're building apartment buildings left and right, I'm not trying to hear there's no place to live. I mean, affordability is a whole nother topic.
Yeah, but
there's somewhere you can go.
You had money to buy bitches flowers, so go ahead.
Please and thanks. Yeah, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the core of that. Oh, did we want to do the quote?
Yes, before we hit the quote.
Yes.
I guess we'll save this for the following episode, but I think cheating constitutes in the talking phase too. Like, if I ask you straight up,
oh yeah, don't do that.
Oh, are you talking to anyone else, or
and
like,
you
is there
say
any?
No,
and you say no,
out.
And then you pop up, and you have a whole ass girlfriend, a secret family, whatever the case may be. Like,
not a secret family,
sir.
Because that's also a thing.
Oh, that's such a thing, and it's gross.
Oh, for why? Let's not do that. But yeah. You got anything else in your notebook?
No,
I'm very proud
I
of
think-
myself.
I
The
think
pen
it's okay.
has stayed on the table. Woo! We didn't drop the pen. I'm so fucking mad.
So we'll hit you guys with a quote, but
Oh yes, but yeah. Well, thanks for making it this far into the
I know.
episode. If you did,
Thanks
Shit.
to Mertz behind the glass.
Hell yeah, Mertz Bridgetown
the
and Sage.
best.
Whoop, whoop. And yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, don't lose because we're on airplane mode. I was like, don't lose it. So the quote of the week is: "It's always fun listening to someone's lie when you already know the truth."
Boom.
Booyakaka. All right. And yeah, part 3 comes at you next week. So I'll see you then.
Bye.